It's pretty upsetting to actually see the way our country's actually going right now. Not supporting the president, the commander in chief, and that's exactly what we need to do. Regardless of who you are or whatever you voted on, this or that, it doesn't matter anymore because he's been elected president. Now that he is president, we need to stand behind him. We need to stand together, and we need to support him in every way he takes this country, because for the next 4 years, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly. And several years ago, we had a bunch of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, stuff like that, stand up and take pictures that they wouldn't basically partake in what would be an illegal war or illegal actions. We want you to do the same thing. This is a call to action. It's time to stand up. It's time to do the right thing. Write that same sign, draw that same picture, whatever it is, but this time don't hide your face. Show the world who you are and that you're proud. We understand. Tim was in the Marines. I was in the Army. There are certain things that on your uniform you don't want to show, and we fully understand that. We don't want anyone to get in trouble for what they do, but there's nothing wrong with supporting the commander in chief. The UCMJ, all those things. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing unlawful about basically saying that you support the man who supports us. Trump has been great to veterans. He has been great to the United States of America as a whole. And I wholeheartedly believe that his mission is to make this place great again. And so far, in just 45 days or whatever it is, he's made, astronomical changes for the betterment of us.
That's why they're so scared.
That's exactly why they're scared. They don't want to see anyone win. Basically they feel...
That's it. They're the only people that are supposed to win because they run everything.
Right. The only way that they can feel empowered is to divide everyone, to control them, to make sure they're poor, to make sure they're uneducated, to make sure they don't have jobs. I mean, it's a basic tactic. We understand that.
And it's just like we talked about yesterday. It's one of the just most idiotic ideas that these people have is whenever they're, like we said, like you said, the president of the United States, he's the pilot. We're flying on an airplane, and you have people that want him to crash and burn. But why?
We're all
Bloomberg and others have said we want the economy to fail. Goldman Sachs is telling people dump their stocks and things to hurt Trump, and they've made record money since he's been in. They want control.
Right, but they have enough money that they can take money, set it aside, do other things with it, put it in foreign markets and things like that. So if our economy crashes, it doesn't leave them poor. The ultra-rich will never be poor.
That's right. It's economic warfare. I mean, all I'm saying is, I've studied history. What's going on is treasonous, and I'm not calling for some fascist deal. They're already doing this, saying all over the news, kill the president, crash the economy, burn down cities. And at a certain point, he has a responsibility to start going after these people.
No, he definitely should. And, it's our responsibility now that we're back home, for the veterans that are back home, they're not serving overseas anymore. It's our responsibility to step together and support the president, give him exactly what he needs in that support. You don't have to necessarily agree with everything that he says. But again, in the end of the day, he's the president of the United States.
The country as a whole stood up and voted. The silent majority is no longer silent. We've sat back and took it on the chin for 8 solid years. We didn't whine. We didn't complain. We didn't protest. We didn't go up and beat up people. Veterans didn't go out and attack the LGBT community or anyone else, because that's not our style. We are not aggressors. We're protectors. It's how it works. So now that we've sat back, we've done 8 years of this, it's our turn. We expect the same thing. You don't have to necessarily agree with what he has to say. You don't have to wholeheartedly believe in his message, but what you do have to do is stop trying to derail the train. We're all trying to go in the same direction. We're all trying to benefit from this, make it better. And that's better education, that's better jobs, that's, better homeland security. There's all kinds of things that encompass it.
I mean, Trump, $25 billion to black colleges in his first month, and the Democrats did $4 billion in 8 years. The point is, the media didn't even cover it.
None whatsoever. But why would they? It's against their agenda. Why would they let everyone know that Trump, the racist, gave any money to black college?
And they have no proof. And getting back to this, I'm sure you guys remember this. We've talked about it. Remember when Obama said the #1 threat's veterans and returning veterans and gun owners? Trump reversed that. Trump team wants anti-terror program to only target radical Islam. He actually did the order and told him to stop saying the main threat's gun owners and veterans, but is radical Islam in the country. Trump delisted the veterans as the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a big movement in the veteran community for quite a while when they talked about homegrown terrorists, basically talking about how, the veterans who came home from the war are the biggest threat to the United States, that they are.
We need armored vehicles for the veterans.
Right. Because you don't know, because they're unstable, because they have post-traumatic stress, because of all this other crazy bullshit that they wanted to do. So what they basically did was put doubt in the mind of those veterans who came home, who are having a hard time.
It was meant to demoralize them so they commit suicide.
Really is.
That's exactly.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't.
part of the
And
movement.
I talked to a lot of people about that too. It's just one of those things where when they started saying that stuff, and there were guys that had, did have actual problems with PTSD and needed to come out and get help. They were afraid to, because they thought they had this thought in the back of their mind that they would actually get put on these lists that you're talking about. And so, a lot of them refrained from going out and asking for help because they were afraid of some of the other stuff that they might be looked at
It's a
differently.
stigma. They were dehumanizing the veterans.
Exactly.
Right. And a lot of it has to do also with, the different backgrounds that guys have, whether you're a Force Recon Marine or Ranger or Special Forces, whatever it is, or even a truck driver, whatever. A lot of those guys are afraid to be put on lists based wholly on their experience, based on their resume, based on their bio.
Well, here's the news. Everybody's on a list who isn't a scumbag now, and everybody has to understand this is the battle for the Republic. We claim we want a real president. He's totally delivered. He's under total attack by every bad group there is, which is even more proof. And this is the war for the country. So they plan to physically try to kill the president or shut him down or remove him, and then they've openly announced all this horrible stuff they want to do to the country, and just, it's total social engineering. So if the veterans simply, again, what are some ideas of things veterans can do? Obviously, they can take photos with statements, I'm with Trump, or those that, hate Trump are enemies of America, or, the Democrats are, globalist operatives, not Trump, or the enemy power is globalist, or Americanism, not globalism. I support Trump. Whatever the message is, put it out. We'll post them to InfoWars. We'll retweet them. We'll Facebook them. We'll put articles out that I guarantee you, once this gets big, Drudge will link to. And the president will see it and also give him support. Because here's the thing. Trump overall is winning, and we're winning right now. But the enemy is emboldened, and I'll tell you the biggest problem. Trump is completely committed, doesn't care. He's very fatalistic about all this. He's doing the right thing. He doesn't care. He really sees himself as a revolutionary. And that's why they've even put out CIA reports that have leaked to Congress and leaked to Public Affairs magazine and things, where they go, okay, Trump's for real. He really believes he's going to save America and do all this. And that's why he's super dangerous. So they've gotten past the racist, all this other crap. They just say, oh, no, this guy actually wants to devolve power to the states. He really wants to do this. We've got to stop him. So they're committed. The war, it just started, people. And it's not like, oh, there's work I've got to do. It's exciting. It's an honor to be alive when the country was on a knife's edge about to really end. And we got a last gasp here that if we take advantage of it, can be a whole new lease on life. And all over the world, people are saying no to globalism.
We took our first step by actually going to the polls and speaking our mind. There were a lot of fake polls. There were a lot of people saying that, Trump has no
And they
chance,
bucked the polls.
And that's exactly what happened. We just didn't fall for their rhetoric. We went to the polls. We all voted. Men, women, gay, straight, veterans, non-veterans, everybody went out and voted. Everyone had their chance.
For prosperity.
Their mind. Right. And now it's super simple. We took the first step. The next step is now wholeheartedly supporting the man who's in charge. Regardless of the past, today is new, tomorrow is new. All we want to do is do better from this point forward.
And it's just like we, I served overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan, and during that time, Obama's 8-year, reign or presidential, whatever, I supported him wholeheartedly every step of the way. I might not have agreed with everything that he did, but regardless, he was the commander in chief, and so I did what he wanted. But now I actually see a president that I believe in, and now it's our turn to step together. The polls and voting and us getting him into office was just the first step. Now the second step to secure our future, for a better future, we just need to come together. The veterans need to stand up and actually go out on air or social media and then just say that they do support Trump.
That's right, because all the scumbags, I've seen Schumer have press conferences about how veterans are dangerous and need to be watched. We got to dig that out from like 4 years ago. They are there claiming Trump's this Russian agent, and the intelligence community says we got the wiretaps. There's nothing there. There's not even phone calls.
There's nothing at all. It's, they dug as hard as they could. They tried everything they could. There's just nothing to find. He hasn't been in business this long, been this successful, and then all of a sudden now he's the bad guy. Everyone loved him 8 years ago. Everyone liked everything he's ever done.
Yeah, they only started
the
hating
missions-
him as soon as he ran for president.
When he became the president and they realized, like, oh, holy shit, like he has a legitimate chance to unite the people. Then did he become racist? Then did he become a liar? Then did he become a womanizer? All those
Became a
things
target.
that he's been now only because they see the power that he holds.
Well, he's been so smart. He did this all pop stuff, all of it, just to get public attention and be ready for this. This is his whole life.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. That's why they're so scared now. Because, I mean, he got trained basically by Joseph McCarthy's top guy. We'll be right back. Oh, he's the Russian agent, though. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us. This is a short segment, long segment coming up. We've got Tim Reams in here and also Quentin Carter. Both of them are quiet professionals, but they have definitely out there in the community seen a lot of combat as both in the military but also as contractors for different agencies and groups out there. And we should talk about this in the next segment, so just remind me to get there. Some stations don't carry this 5 minutes. But I just want to make a statement to all the viewers and listeners. Trump isn't backing off from all the intimidation, the attacks, the demonization. They keep thinking he's going to back off. He's not. But they are getting to his people. So that's the problem. And he can't even get his people into the different agencies. And they're in mutiny against the president. I mean, literally against the law. That's admitted they're in mutiny. What do you think you should do about that?
You know, it's hard. I'm by no means am I a politician, and I don't have all the right answers. I wish I did. But to me, it's time to come out with the gloves off. You know, we're not sparring. We're not playing around anymore. It's time.
I agree, because it's hard to kick out the 4,000 people in the structure. He needs to go after the big dogs that openly met with the Russians, that got money from them, that are dirty. He just needs to take the gloves off on these people.
Cut the head off the snake. Body will die. You know,
Yeah,
let's
and I
not
think-
start at the bottom. Let's start at the top. The people that are doing the wrong thing, the people that we know can't be trusted, the people that have openly...
We need to clean house. I'm sorry. Trump just needs to clean house.
Yeah, clean house, but start at the top.
We need to do that. And one thing that you don't really actually see a lot of, which is why this is so important now, is the fact that we don't, Trump has more support that they actually show. You know, there's so many more people that support him. But whenever you flip through social media or, CNN or whatever, you see the fact that nobody supports them or whatever they're...
They admittedly distort that. For like 2 months, all his Twitter comments are negative.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what they say, and they spent 2 or 3 days on CNN complaining about the way he ate chicken fried steak on his own private plane with a knife and a fork. So that some of the stuff that they report on is just completely not helping. It's not
He gives $25 billion to the black colleges, but they talk about Conway putting her feet on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, they're just nitpicking at him. But, now, like I said, he's got so much more support that he needs to know about. Well, we all support him. He got elected for a reason, and I don't want him to stop. He started 100 miles an hour. He's going. He's getting things done. And so we just need to support him and just keep going on with it.
That's key. I don't want to demoralize people saying they need to stand up for Trump. It's just that we can't just think he's there alone. They're coming after him. He's still winning, but it's like a lion surrounded by 100 wolves. And we've got to get in there, folks, because look, his approval rating's only going up, even with their skewed polls. So America gets it. But the enemy's getting more and more pissed. They need to get bloody noses. They need to back off. They are just, there's something like a wimp that thinks they're invincible and always gets in your face till you break their jaw. I mean, I'm not looking for violence here, but I mean, politically, he's got to break some necks.
And that's the thing. Until, they can continue to push and do what they're doing, just has to be met with, a strong counter movement. We voted. We picked what we wanted.
They're calling for killing him everywhere. What have I said? Send in helicopters to Congress, clean out the Democrats, arrest all their asses. I mean, that's probably what they should do. These are globalist enemies, but I'm not even saying doing that because it goes down a dangerous road. But the road with them running things is even more dangerous. For the first time in my life, I'm ready to see all their asses arrested. They've all committed a bunch of goddamn crimes anyways.
And that's why they're scared, and that's why they keep attacking him, because they can't control him.
Well, they know he's going to burrow in and get them.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, just like with the attacks in Berkeley and stuff like that, people are trying to do a peaceful protest, we're just pro-Trump rally.
Yeah.
And then people are going to come out, they're cowards, they hide their face, they hit people with sticks, they pepper spray someone. Like, it's real simple to pick on a little man or a woman or something like that that's just out trying to be, peaceful and have a demonstration. Well, you picked on us. You did what you wanted. You asked for a fight. Now you have one. So quit being cowards. Uncover your face. The Antifas and all this. Like, it doesn't take a big man to hide your face. You see my face. You hear my message. Find me if that's your deal.
Let's talk about what happened in Berkeley again. They just attack peaceful people everywhere. And let's get into again, how this will work. Again, it's just getting the people motivated, but particularly the veterans, because people really listen to you as a moral authority because you've stood up for something. You're not a coward. We need you to lead for the Republic right now, and Trump needs your help as well. You know, it was Quentin that just pointed out that today is the Battle of the Alamo Day. This is the day the Alamo fell. March 6, 1836. Just incredible. And Patterson was the land commissioner then, and he was running for governor. I wish he would have won. I mean, I like the current governor as well. But it had been a feedlot till the 50s. The Daughters of the Republic of Texas took it over. They wouldn't allow any political speeches there. Well, the state took it back over, and the only speech that's been given there was that one 3 years ago. You can Google Alex Jones' Alamo speech. It's pretty powerful. But there was a lot of other powerful speeches that day. It was just crazy that not just to speak at the Alamo, and my ancestors were involved in all that, but to then, yeah, that's somebody else's live feed. There's an HD feed we've got. But the point is that it's just epic how reaching back in time, we're all connected. There it is, to those very same things. Tim Reams, of course, Quentin Carter, both veterans of all over the world. Looking at what we see today, where this country is, the beachhead we've got. Trump's approval rating is up. He's getting a lot of positive things done. It's just the unmitigated attack. We have to understand he's got the Republican leadership, the Democratic leadership, all bought by the Soros interests. Paul Ryan, you name it, on the Soros payroll. You've got the MSM. You've got foreign governments. They're all piled on against him, claiming he won because of the Russians. Not because of his message. It's so insulting to the American people. But I'm not here in an SOS. I'm just telling you, they are intending to go all out. And it's going to take more than Trump to beat him. And he can't sit up there as the commander-in-chief and look weak. He's not. He's strong. He's not backing down. He's counting on us. That's why he says, we're going to have more rallies, and I need the veterans, and I'm doing this for you. You know, we're together. Because he's telling everybody that he's really trying. And I mean, it's almost surreal after all these traitors or people that are milquetoast, people that are halfway good and bad, to actually have somebody on fire and to see small businesses exploding, the stock market exploding, confidence exploding, respect for the country exploding, and all the good things he's doing, and to see this pack of scum out to get him. Pelosi, when you talk about jobs or veterans, wouldn't even stand up or clap. These are arrogant pieces of trash. You guys, don't be respectful here. Take over. Let's talk more about that, but also, we don't say any names yet, but a lot of really prominent folks that are patriots, they're going to be joining us in the next days and weeks, also pushing for veterans just to stand up and speak out. Doesn't mean veterans are going to save the world by themselves, but by going to city council, calling C-SPAN, coming on this show, putting stuff out with a photo of yourself saying, I'm Trump. You know, Quentin explained it to people about, I was talking about the I'm Spartan. She said, no. We've already done that in the military before. Explain what it means to say, I'm Donald Trump.
Yeah, basically what we're trying to say is that, you know, we support him. We are him. He is us. He takes care of us. He supports us. We, 100% wholeheartedly agree with what's going on. We honestly believe as a whole that our best interests are in his, and his are in ours. So I just want to see all of the veterans go out. Like a lot of the pictures we're showing right now, they weren't allowed to show their faces because they were standing up against the current president or commander-in-chief. Well, that's no longer an issue. So we want you to be proud, stand up, show your face, say who you are, show the world. It's solidarity.
Sure, and let's be clear. We took famous ones from 3.5 years ago that turned the tide against backing al-Qaeda in Syria. And so I wanted to put them side by side, but I didn't have time to tell the crew where we show the original, what they said, I won't be al-Qaeda's Air Force. Right. And then now we've changed it as an example of what we think is a good idea. But I'm sure you'll come up with better ideas.
That's correct. And we'll do it. We'll figure it out. And the viewers will do a great job. They're far more creative than I'll ever be. There'll be somebody out there that makes that sign that goes viral. And when it does, it'll come to InfoWars. We'll repost it. We'll retweet it. We'll do all that stuff. We'll make it big.
And the Democrats call themselves the resistance now, and that's our classic term. We didn't just invent that. Everybody, that's a resistance against the system. The whole system's against Trump. We are the resistance trying to restore our republic.
No, we definitely are, and if there was just one thing I could say to President Trump, face to face, is just don't stop, okay? Just don't stop, keep going, and we're here to support you. Now, he can't be everywhere. He can't make, there's 320 million Americans. He can't make everybody happy. But he is the commander-in-chief. It's our turn now to support him, For President Trump, don't stop. We back you 100% now that you are the president. it's our turn to now support you and show our support. You know, with just like you said on social media with the.
Well, he can't help it. He can't stop.
No, he can't stop, and I don't think he wants to, which is the reason why we voted him into office. And
the fight didn't end when we elected him.
Oh, they're
The
playing
fight
chicken
just
with
begun.
somebody who is going to go to the end.
Right. And that's the thing. Like,
But whether he's destroyed or victorious is up to us.
that's exactly
It
right.
is. It really
you know,
is.
it's just the election was not enough. The election was just basically the first step. Now it's time to stand behind and move forward. You know, if you can lead, lead. If you can't, follow, but do something.
Well, I've said it. Everybody's always saying they want this or that, or they want to see globalism on its knees. The TPP, all these unelected systems, all these globalist systems, all these horrible, arrogant systems are all already in flames. He's already devastated them. Think of the victories of exposing the fake polls and CNN giving Hillary the questions and her directing the media. Think of all our glorious victories. They could change it all, but he's a Russian agent. That's why it's important to say, am I a Russian agent because I support America? This is a load of crap. These people, and like I said, Hillary's the one getting $35 million from Putin. They're the ones that, I mean, this is what happened. I had Kurt Weldon, former head of the Intelligence Committee for the Republicans, on 2 weeks ago. He said, I'm pissed. I know what's going on. I know they're saying he's a Russian agent and all this crap. I saw the documents that were secret that Hillary was actually commanded by the Chinese. He said, I'm coming out the next week. Now, I know he said, they threatened my family and I'm doing it. He still hadn't come on yet. He got pissed. He came on. But then it's like these people go, I'm going to do the right thing. And then, well, that's secret. You can't talk about it. I mean, Hillary literally, I've been told this by former CIA section chiefs from Asia. Hillary, since the 80s, has been on the Chinese payroll. It's not some double agent deal, folks. She's totally paid for.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they're. You know, I understand exactly what they're saying as far as, you know, Trump being a Russian spy, this and that. It's just, you know, that we just need to, you know, back him and help him do what he said he was going to do, and he started. You know,
Yeah, the Russians want our taxes cut and a bigger military?
yeah,
Right.
I mean,
No, I don't think so.
None whatsoever.
no.
So they want their largest opposition in the world to be more fruitful
Yeah.
and more successful. Like, that absolutely makes no sense whatsoever.
no.
I
And
mean,
they
like,
had the intelligence committee said, no evidence. It was all made up, fake wiretap crap. Then they go, oh, we didn't do wiretaps.
Right. I want the guy who trains to fight against me in battle to have the same weapons that I have, to eat the same amount of food that I have, to sleep in the same comfy bed that I have. No, absolutely not. I want that dude to sleep in rocks and have some busted set of gear and a weapon that doesn't work. Why? Because I want every single advantage I have to beat him. So to think that for any means or for any reason that the Russians would want us to do better by having him elected is just stupid.
It is. It definitely is, and you're completely right. It's almost comical, in my opinion. It's almost comical to actually think that, you know, they would want us to succeed in any way by, you know, helping him get elected.
Making America great again.
Right.
Yeah, why would they want that? Why would they care? You know, to each his own. Whatever they do, hey, as long as it doesn't endanger the safety of others, I don't care. I'm here, and President Trump is here for the Americans. He wants
That's
to
it. I
make
mean, it's
America
so
better.
clear cut. So I've been asking a lot of questions, making a lot of points. Let's talk about some of the other great patriots. I mean, you guys, we started making phone calls about 7 o'clock last night. Well, I mean, you told me this morning the response was just boom. You too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
So thanks for responding when we talked
Absolutely.
about
I
it.
mean, this is what we do. We work all the time. Anyone that knows you and I knows that there's no such thing as downtime. There's no such thing as off time. We talk sometimes in the middle of the night, the morning, whatever.
But if we ever break these people's back, we're going to take some vacations.
hope
We could
so.
do it too.
Yeah.
We're going to. It's just a matter of keep pushing. We have the platform to get the message out. So that's the idea, is use our platform. A lot of people have the same idea or ideology that we have, and they want to say the same things. They just don't know how to get it out in a media form.
They need the
that's
trigger.
wide enough.
They need
They need us.
Yeah. Or
You
they
know?
might be afraid
Right.
to come out on their own.
Understand
and
that we're
say
not
something.
afraid. We don't run.
I'm
from the
afraid of
fight.
failing and letting these anti-American, anti-human scumbags who think they're better than us and want to just dominate us because they know. I'm not being elitist. You look at our opposition, they're scum. They're willing to do nasty, bad stuff for control, and we just want them off our backs. I mean, for me, it totally overwhelms me in a good way. Like I'm possessed by the desire to beat these people. It's not about money, fame, any of it. I'm tired of scum trying to screw people over because they don't want any competition.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, you know, you started this yesterday, I don't know, around 7 o'clock, and me and Hugh had talked, and ever since then, it hasn't even been 24 hours yet, we have a list of veterans, known veterans, who have been put in the spotlight, who have done really well for themselves, and they're going to come on here and they're going to talk. But that list just keeps growing because more and more want to, do it like you said, support Trump and come out here and actually have.
And I don't care where they do it. I've said here, wherever, they all want to do it here. I just want to see them stand up because the country needs them.
And I talked to a lot of them on the phone whenever I called them. I actually called a lot of guys up and said, hey, Alex Jones is talking about doing this. Where do you stand? And hey, can I fly down tomorrow? They actually want to be here. It's not, twisting their arm, anything like that. They want to be here because they truly believe in everything that you're saying. They truly believe in everything that Trump is doing because he is looking out for the better for the veterans. He's looking out for us. And he's, even though a lot of Americans won't think he is, he's actually looking out for all of America.
Well, that's the thing. They listen to the news that just won't report anything he's doing. But I sit there every day watching what he actually did. It's everything you do to empower the people.
We should release like a top 10 list, just something, a quick little article, whatever, on top 10 things that he's done that they're not telling.
That's a great headline. Top 10 things Trump's done for the people.
Right.
Yeah.
$25 billion for black colleges. You don't see that anywhere.
Cutting 2/3 the regulations on small business.
Right.
Best job small businesses numbers since 1984.
That's what we
$3 trillion added to the stock market.
Yeah.
Signed an executive order so you don't have to pay $5,000 if you don't get Obamacare. Killed the mandate. The news won't even tell you that.
So that's what we should do. We should show them. So instead of, we cover stories, we do things here quite differently than everyone else
Skip
does.
the break.
But, there are things that are missed because we literally can't cover everything. He does so much so good that we can't do it all.
In a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been.
He took the veterans off the #1 terror list. He said they're not on the list.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we should do something. We should.
In fact, they said when veterans start blowing stuff up, then we'll put them on a list.
We should post a list. Like our headlines, our top 10 list, top 5, whatever it is, of the things that he's done that no one else is covering, so that we can and show that truth to everyone.
Sure. Well, everybody like Jesse James, you name it, who again, Jesse James doesn't brag. Nobody really says how big he is. He sold $2 billion worth of product in Walmart. He has control of the entire NRA brand. He has it the next 5 years. We're friends. We go out to dinner and stuff. I'll never get into all that. I don't ever ask him for anything in the 6 years I've known him. And when I call him and say, I need you to come out for Trump and mobilize everybody you've got for him, we need to get visible now because they're that Soros and all those people are putting people in the town halls. They're taking action. I mean, it isn't just supporting Trump. It's supporting our damn selves. We asked for somebody to be a champion and stick their neck out. This is it. We better get involved. He said, absolutely. I'm coming in Friday. I'm going to mobilize my whole list of millions of people. And it's just everybody understands we got to do this. Yes. So I don't care where you do it, folks, because anybody associated with me, they'll lie about it, give you heat. I don't care. The point is you support Trump, they'll do it. It doesn't matter. We know Michael Moore and people like this are scum, okay? He has 6 armed bodyguards. He doesn't want you to be able to have a gun. They're scum. They are scum. And they look at veterans and people, and they don't feel confident by seeing manly men or people that are strong and have convictions. They get pissed because they're criminals. Of course, a criminal mindset hates its veterans.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you're definitely correct, and which is kind of absurd, really. Veterans, they just like President Trump, just like yourself, they want everybody in America to succeed and prosper, but they really don't care about everybody else, But if the president or whoever is allowed to have bodyguards with fully automatic guns or whatever, or then we should, by all means, at least be able to carry just a semi-automatic pistol to protect ourselves.
And all the numbers show the concealed carry people are normally veterans, the lowest level of crime.
Right.
Like, we're good people. Leave us the hell alone.
You have the inherent right to self-defense, regardless of anything. It's not a God-given right. It's a birth-given right. You are a human being. You live on this earth. You have the right to self-defense. You have the right to not be taken advantage of, to not be robbed, to not be killed. You have not only the right, but the responsibility to, protect those people around you. I think that certain people are given certain roles in life. Tim and I can both agree that we are protectors. It's who we are. It's what we've done. Among the two of us, we probably have, 50 years combined service protecting and taking care of other people. And it's because other people can't, so it's your right. It's your responsibility to protect those around you that can't. I don't have a problem using a firearm. I train with a firearm. I carry a firearm all the time. Maybe the person next to me doesn't, but I want to be ready and prepared.
And you don't take the fact that they're weak and stupid as a plus. You as a human take it as bad. You want to build them up.
That's exactly.
And it's this animal, hateful garbage by these weak people that they see dumbed down people and they see them as prey. and they sow all this evil. And just for me, metaphysically, I feel them pressing their will on us. I see it. They think they're going to win with all their arrogance. And no, they're not. I mean, I'll just tell you right now, they're planning a physical war. If Hillary got in, they said they were going to shut me down in the news. She said it. They were going to go after the veterans. We got articles on Infowars.com today where Obama got caught stealing almost $200 billion out of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac of investors' money to implode it because he didn't like middle-class people getting houses. I mean, they want to blow the engine of prosperity up, man, just like communists. These are assholes, and I'm sorry to use that term, but they're out to get you. And I know you're not a serial killer. You're not somebody who wants to grab kids out of the back of the yard or young women and torture them to death, so you don't understand that. Well, understand, that's who they are. Obama is a dirtbag, okay? He was never our president. And I'm just telling you, if you simply stand up a little bit, it's game over. We're already kicking their ass. But we're seeing their full push now because they were the attackers before. And so we had the initiative to defeat them. Now they see it as they're cornered, which they're not. So they're giving us their full attack. We have to realize the war only started now. And I'm telling you, your children, everybody absolutely deserve for you to do the right thing. And it's not work, folks. The animating contest of liberty that Jefferson talked about is everything. You know, I mean, let me tell you, when I was in high school or college, girls, whatever, none of it made me happy. Fighting for freedom is what it's all about. It's so fulfilling, you can't even deal with it. And then I look at these people that have nothing but bad will for everybody, and I tell you, I don't hate them. I want to see them broken. Guys, we got about 6-7 minutes left. I want to commend you for taking action and the big stuff you're developing and setting up. So thank you for doing that. Tim, and of course, Quentin, just each of you spend a few minutes, because you're humble guys, but just get into really what you think. In a closing statement to everybody, a call to action for the Republic.
Well, starting, just like you said, the first thing you'd remember being excited about was fighting for your freedom and stuff like that. So that's why I joined the Marine Corps at such a young age. At 18, I joined the Marine Corps, and I truly believed in our mission and helping people around the world, this and that. But, around, 2010, 2011, 12, I started to develop this sense of not really actually doing what I set out to do as far as the administration at that time. Kind of using us as a way to get, better filler pockets. But, now that Trump's elected, I'm really looking forward to what he's got for the next 4 years. And now I'm starting to feel better about what I had done. And, he's really looking out for the veterans. And I'm just loving it right now. And so I'm going to come out here and support any way that I can, go on social media, support with a I Am Trump shirt, whatever you guys like.
Absolutely.
And the thing I wanted to say is, remember, there's strength in numbers. That's what gets things done. A million ants carry a lot of leaves. It's something super simple.
Many hands make light work.
That's it. So stand up, be counted, pull your weight, do the right thing. This is your call to action. You did a little bit. We all voted. The fight is not over. It's
legendary.
Now is the time.
Keep going. It's true, though. Legendary history is passing before your eyes. Be part of it. The energy level is just explosive. I mean, this is I can't stop working 18 hours a day because this is history. This is the fight between good and evil. This is it.
There will never be a time in our lives or our children's lives more important than it is right now. This makes or breaks the everything about America.
It's been 10 generations.
Or fail, all has right now. This is what fixes everything. Yeah, this decides the motion.
And I would like to say, one last thing for all the veterans out there, don't be afraid, stand up. Don't be afraid to say, yes, I voted for Trump, or yes, I support him. Don't be afraid.
That's right. Get past the bullying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't let them dominate your will and roll over to these people.
Don't be afraid. You voted. He's in office now. He's going to be there for you guys. And so now it's time for us to show that we're here for him, and it'll make his job easier. If he sees the people that are actually behind him, even though, companies like CNN, they wouldn't want you to see all this stuff. But, if we go on the air and we talk about this and that, and we show our T-shirt or a sign over our face that said, I am Trump, I'm voting, whatever the case may be, he will see that support and it will only fuel his fire. And
he needs it.
Working. He will.
I mean, he's going to keep going, but it's just that
he needs help. He needs help.
And something else to the veteran community while I've got a second to say this. Remember, some of us have issues. Some of us have had a hard time. Some of us have dealt with the war differently. But understand this, you are not broken. You are not worthless.
Don't let them tell you that. That's a lie.
It's the whole idea of trying to drug us out and keep us hooked on pills, and the VA's whole deny your claim until you die.
They just want to use you like a machine and then throw you away. No.
The same valuable...
You're going to show them now what you can do.
That's it. The same valuable person you were when you signed, when you took that oath, is the same person you need to be today. You know, you stood up, you put your life on the line, you signed a blank check that you would do anything that needed to be done for the betterment of the country.
And now you've got a chance to really fight for the Republic.
Right.
Because everybody joined for great reasons. We love you. None of it's perfect. But now this is so pure.
Right.
I want to say this is so damn pure. I mean, there's like no debating. It's like, wow, how could you not do your maximum effort? Go ahead.
It's 100% about us right now. Some of us joined. I joined.
This is for the homeland.
Prior to September 11th.
Tim?
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely, you know, but for me, it's now we finally have somebody in the last 8 years that gives a damn, and we voted him into office. So that's why I'm just ecstatic. And, you know, for all the veterans out there, you know, you no longer now, thanks to Trump, have to worry about that list, getting put on some sort of terrorist list. You know, go to the VA, get the help that you need, and just, you know, keep pushing on. Just keep.
That's right. They were threatening veterans to not be involved. Q, great point.
Yeah, they absolutely threatened us. They ask a bunch of questions, you know, when you go in for basic medical stuff. Oh, you have a cold, you need some medicine. Okay, where are your guns in the house? Do you have guns? Do you have this and that? None of that is any of their business, you know. Push forward.
And don't be afraid.
Stand up, be counted. Don't be afraid of anything.
Timothy Reams, I know you've got a lot of stuff coming in the future. Come in when these great patriots come back in with us, you and Q.
Yes, sir.
And help lead this initiative with Q, just to all these great veterans, to give them a voice here and other places to inspire others. And together, we're unstoppable. Thank you for your courage.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. Q, great job.
Absolutely. Thank you.
God, I called these guys last night about this, and it's already huge. Just wait. All right, coming up, we got a Washington Insider in studio.